Tara Reid, who is mostly known for her roles in American Pie, those are great movies, by the way. She's in the news right now because she's claiming that somebody slipped something in her drink at a bar. And I wanted to cover this because it kind of opens the door to talk about something that really needs more attention, which is how rare it actually is for women to have something slipped in their drink, and how more often than not, it's a result of them voluntarily consuming too much alcohol and then blaming their blackout on someone else's actions and not their own. So let me get you up to speed on this whole thing here. So she says that she was at a bar, says she was at a hotel outside of Chicago early Sunday morning when somebody slipped a drug in her drink and she was rendered unconscious. And there she is being pulled away on the stretcher, on the gurney. Tara tells TMZ she checked into her room at the hotel in Rosemont late Saturday, went downstairs for a cigarette and a drink. She says she went to the bar, ordered a drink, and then made her way outside to smoke a cigarette. She tells us she ran into a bunch of YouTubers in the lobby, and one of them went outside with her to smoke. You can see her slumped over there in the wheelchair. When she went back inside and returned to the bar, she says her drink, a glass of wine, was covered with a napkin. And she says she didn't place the napkin there. She says she removed the napkin and drank from the glass. Tara says the next thing she remembers, she was in the hospital. I'm pretty sure bartenders are trained to do that, or sometimes we'll be told to do that if someone walks away from their drink or something. Not necessarily to prevent it from being tampered with, but so that people know not to remove the drink from the bar, like someone's still drinking it. Tara says next thing she remembers, she was in the hospital. Tara has had previous problems in the past with substance abuse, which have been well chronicled by various media outlets. She insists on Sunday night she only had that one drink. Moving along, Tara Reid files police report after alleged will press charges after Chicago incident. Tara Reid has filed a police report after she says she was drugged in an Illinois hotel, and in it she says she's willing to prosecute those allegedly involved. And there she is, and she's 50 years old. This is a rough 50. Probably all the alcohol. Worth noting, Reid has a well-documented history of substance abuse issues, but she insists she only had one drink at the bar. She also says, the guy I had the cigarette with texted me the videos of me the next day. I thought he was trying to extort, saying he could stop the videos going out. And he also told me I called security on him. And he also confirmed I only had one drink. And now Tara Reid's smoking buddy says she accused him of drugging her. So Tara Reid was quick to accuse someone at a Chicago area hotel bar of drugging her, and that guy tells TMZ the allegation is total BS. Sean P., the YouTube influencer Tara referenced in her police report, tells TMZ he met her at the hotel bar late Saturday night, and they got to talking and traded contact info before she invited him to go outside to smoke. Sean P. says Tara appeared tipsy. He says he was too, but they were both coherent enough to hold a conversation. He says Tara asked him to go out for a smoke, and they did. And when they went back to the bar, he tried to close out his tab. When Tara handed him her purse and asked him to take out her room key, he says he looked inside the purse and saw pills. It was then Sean P. says Tara screamed for security. He says security arrived, asked if there was a problem, and they both said no. He says he told Tara to meet him outside for another cigarette, and when they were walking towards the smoking area, Tara did a complete 180 and was suddenly on the floor. Tara told us she thinks someone spiked her glass of wine, but Sean P. says he never noticed her with a drink, though he admits he wasn't paying much attention. Tara was taken to a hospital where we're told the staff did a test for drugs. Good. We do not know the results. Sean P. says after he sent the video, Tara accused him of slipping a roofie into her drink, which he denies. A rep for Tara says she never claimed Sean P. was the one who allegedly roofied her, but she isn't surprised by his inaccurate account. Tara filed a police report Tuesday with the Rosemont PD and told cops she is willing to prosecute. Sean P. tells us he hasn't talked to law enforcement, but he has talked to an attorney. Now, a couple days ago, Tara Reid, cops say video doesn't lie, no evidence that she was drugged. She told TMZ, bottom line is, no one ends up in the hospital incapacitated for over 8 hours after a drink. She continues to tell us, last thing I remember is having one drink and waking up in the hospital the next day without remembering anything. That was the scariest feeling I have ever felt. I felt so helpless. Reid reveals, this has been a horrifying experience for me that is severely affecting my mental health. I cannot sleep over this. It's a very scary feeling, not knowing what happened to me. She ends it with, I believe I was drunk, something happened to me. So her claims that someone slipped a drug in her drink doesn't hold water with cops who found no evidence, no video to back up her allegation. Let's see. Rosemont police told TMZ they reviewed surveillance footage from the Chicago area hotel, and there's no indication, at least based on the videos they saw, anyone drugged Tara last month. All right, and yesterday, Tara Reid guzzles wine in hotel bar video, chummy with smoking buddy. So let's watch this video here. I guess of her throwing it back. Okay, so she's there with the black beanie on. She's pouring wine into her wine glass. Okay, and he refills her, gives her another. And so remember, she said that she had one glass of wine. So throwing it back, pours the rest into her glass there. So we're already, if she drinks that, it's more than one glass. So she picks it up, takes it. And now we're back. So here she is drinking more wine. I guess the guy she's talking to is Sean P., the guy she later allegedly accuses. Yeah, so look at her. Yeah, no, she's throwing him back, and I think at this point she's probably pretty drunk. But let's read the rest of this here. Tara Reid was slugging wine at the hotel bar where she claims she was drugged. She looks pretty chummy with the man whom she pointed out in a police report. So they obtained the surveillance video from Chicago area hotel where she claims someone slipped something in her drink that made her black out and wake up in a hospital bed. And all you can see in the video is her guzzling wine at the bar and talking to folks. It looks like two different bartenders bring over a glass of wine and she slugs them both. Tara has said she only had one drink. She then leaves the bar and appears to have a wine glass in hand. She appears to gesture to some folks that she's leaving. There's Sean P. right there. Later, she's back at the bar without her coat, sitting in a different area, still drinking from a wine glass, and when she finishes, she puts it down and touches the arm of the man sitting next to her. The man is Sean P., the YouTuber she named in the police report. Sean says Tara accused him of slipping a roofie into her drink, which he denies. Cops say there is nothing in the video to back up the allegations. And the cops told TMZ they're still waiting to get any medical records from Tara's hospital stay to confirm if tests were done, and if they were, if anything was in her system. As of now, police say they don't have evidence of a crime. So the chances that she was slipped something are super low. When you look into toxicology reports and DFSA, which stands for Drug Facilitated Assay, we see that out of the thousands of cases, the prevalence of Rohypnol, roofies, is about 0.5%. And then there's GHB, which, is not only used to nefariously knock a woman out. Those same reports show it in about 2 to 4% of cases. But across these reports, what shows up over and over is alcohol. And then the most frequent combination was alcohol and marijuana. And keep in mind, these numbers come from a very targeted subset of blackouts where SA or drugging is suspected enough to test, right? And even there, those drugs are popping up very rarely, with alcohol dominating. And what I'm saying is, if these women think something happened, yeah, go get your blood tested. Go report it. Nobody is saying women should just relax and stop caring about their safety. But what they should not do is what Tara Reid did here, which is, start pointing fingers and blaming the guys who were around you at the time, right? Wait for the blood results to come back instead of avoiding accountability for getting absolutely hammered, right? Like, let's stop convincing women that if they black out, it must be because they were drugged and some guy out there wants to harm them. Like, do a better job at teaching them about alcohol and intoxication, I guess. Being accountable for how much you drink. And I could see people might say, well, Nate, on one hand, you say this is such a rare thing and it's overblown. But yet you say something like false accusations that are put on men is not an issue that's overblown. Even though if you look at the numbers, it says it is also rare. So let me address that. I'm saying the risk is real. The story around it is inflated. The other risk is real, and the story around it is suppressed. And no, right, this isn't about perfect equality, but the fact that one risk owns the conversation and the other barely exists in it, that gap isn't an accident. And then, of course, the gynocentric response to that is, well, drink spiking, it deserves more focus because it can lead to or even a death. And a false accusation isn't that serious. I would say that take ignores, for one, what a false claim can do to a man, right? He can lose his freedom, his career, obviously, his reputation, his relationship with his kids, his sanity, right? Over something that never even happened. Some men end up in a cell or a coffin, because of an accusation that never should have been believed in the first place. And if you look into the numbers, even cases that are proven to be false, which is a very, very high standard, the percentages are still higher compared to toxicology actually finding Rohypnol or GHB or anything like that in a woman's drink. It's true some real drink spiking cases may never get reported, and some false accusations never get categorized as false. So both are going to be undercounted, but let's look at what the lab work already shows, right? Across these big toxicology studies on suspected drink spiking, again, confirmed Rohypnol shows up in around 0.5% of samples and GHB in only a few percent, while alcohol dominates the results. And when you start adding in maybe like blackout cases that never did get tested or reported, you're going to mostly be adding more alcohol, not some like hidden wave of roofies. On the false accusation side, right, the kind of common 2 to 12% range that gets cited, well, that only counts police reports, right, that investigators were actually willing to officially label as false. It doesn't touch all the other accusations that live in public discourse, HR systems, even college hearings, right, or social media. And actually, I cited it a while ago, but from a study published in the Journal of Aggression, Maltreatment, and Trauma, they studied men who experienced partner violence from women, and about 73% of those men said the woman threatened to make false accusations, and 56% said the accusation actually happened. Stuff like, I'll tell the police you hit me, or I'll say you raped me. So, if anything, once you zoom out, the undercount certainly skews more toward false accusations than toward, Rohypnol or GHB cases. Yet people will still talk as if false accusations are practically mythical, while acting like being roofied is an everyday threat. Actually, what we see here with Tara could even be considered a false accusation, because she's now allegedly blaming a man who was in her vicinity at the time, even though she drank too much. So yeah, most likely a woman who like drank herself under the table is accusing a man because she's not waiting to get the blood report back. And so when a woman falsely accuses a man, that there's basically no punishment. Everybody believes her, and it completely ruins the guy's life. There's no disincentive to do it because they don't get punished. And that's a very big problem, obviously.